Armen, why is Matteo Salvini so keen on having an election?
Well, simply because he senses an opportunity. He's seen his party going up in the opinion polls and actually in elections as well. He did well in the European election in May. He got the largest share of the vote. That was a complete turnaround from the national election in Italy a year before in 2018 when the League came third. So he's been buoyed by this trend over the last year. The party's been sucking support not so much from Five Star, but rather from Forza Italia, the conservative party in Italy. So Salvini senses that an early election, if he could get it, would free him from this coalition, and he could then focus on the League's priorities, such as the 15% tax rate. It's obviously hard to do all the things he wants to do when he's tied into a coalition, and the longer there isn't an election, the more hostile the environment for Salvini potentially becomes. There's Russiagate, for example, this probe into alleged Russian financing. There's still the issue of possible disciplinary action by the European Union over Italy's budget. So he doesn't know what's around the corner, and it's better for him to be in the driving seat before turning the corner.
But as we've been reporting, if the Prime Minister goes, the President doesn't have only one option of calling elections, does he?
No, he could first call for, the President could call for consultations to find a replacement government. And the most common scenario that is cited in that situation is that the centre-left party, the Democratic Party, or PD, would try to get together with Five Star. And that obviously would be a very unwelcome outcome of all of this for Matteo Salvini. Actually, a former Italian Prime Minister has suggested a different version of that coalition that would involve Five Star, the Democratic Party, and Forza Italia. But in any case, a coalition that effectively shuts out the League from power, that would obviously not be a good situation for Salvini. Another thing that President Mattarella could do, though, is if he decides that there is no viable coalition, there's no stable coalition, then he could ask for a caretaker government to take over of technocrats, and that would probably see Italy through to a general election sometime next year. Or, as we were saying earlier, possibly President Mattarella could call for a snap general election, which is the most favoured outcome for the League.